I've come here today to Utrecht to tell you a story. That story tells how modern urban living and nature can live hand in hand. This follows a worldwide move towards a more holistic approach to fish management. Very soon, Jeff's going to send us a video from America because they're doing something similar, but on a much bigger scale. They're actually removing dams to help the fish. But for now, back to Utrecht. Today's video is sponsored by Heart of the Tribe Gallery, where art meets community. More about that later. Welcome here to Utrecht, home of the fish doorbell. 5 years ago, two ecologists, Anne Nisch and Mark van Hukelum, were stood by the lock looking at artwork when they noticed a lot of big perches waiting for the gates to open. According to Anne, when the weather gets warmer, some fishes swim to shallower water. They swim right through the centre of Utrecht and they are looking for somewhere to spawn. But at this time of year, the canal here isn't very busy, and so these gates do not open as often as they would have done. So the fish are stuck down here and they want to be up there, and these gates are closed. We've got a problem. Another crucial factor is that while the fish are milling around below the gates there, unable to get through, they're using up valuable energy that they will need later on for spawning. But more importantly, they are vulnerable to being prey to other fish and to birds in the area. So it's crucial that they're not hanging around over there for too long. They need to get through. And as we've already said, with it being this time of year, there's not much traffic through here, so the gates aren't opening and closing. So this is the crucial time of the year when the fish are going to be stuck there, unable to get up, wasting energy, and possibly to get eaten as well. Not a good thing. So then Mark came up with the genius idea of putting a camera down here where the fish were caught to see what was going on. If you can see two little prongs down below me, that's the camera. I'll put an arrow in so you can see them. But then came the masterstroke, the absolute flash of genius. Mark streamed the footage from that camera 24/7. From that camera, it was streamed onto the internet, which meant that people could watch from home. Then all he had to do was add a bell, a doorbell, that you could press if you saw fish. And the next bit is so simple it actually hurts. When you press that doorbell, it sends a signal to here in Utrecht, where there's a lock keeper. The doorbell being pushed alerts the lock keeper here in this hut. He then monitors the fish, and when there are enough, he comes to this wheel. This wheel opens the lock gates. And when there are enough, he comes and turns this wheel, and voila, the fish go that way. This, of course, is good because it enables fish to do what fish do, to make little fishes. There are many other advantages to this. Having this camera in the water has meant an invaluable database of the fish in this area has grown over the last 5 years. As Anne explains, they are able to monitor the fish and know what species are in the canal and when they arrive. Now for this bit I am going to refer to my book because I'm not a fisherman, I'm sorry. But some of the fish that they have going through here include freshwater bream, they include common roach, they have crabs coming through and walleye, whatever that is. put it in the description below if you know. They have even spotted eels. Now, here's something interesting. The fish are going that way. The eels are going this way, in the opposite direction to the fish. And that is because they are on their way to the Sargasso Sea. 5,000 kilometres in that direction. Whoa, that's a long way for a date. In 2024, the site that has this camera on it, the Fish Doorbell site, received 9.3 million visits. Count them, 9.3 million. And last year alone, more than 40,000 people pressed that doorbell to get these gates opened. That's an awful lot of fish that are now over there and not over there, thanks to you guys. So what are the numbers going to be in 2025, do you think? Who knows? But one thing is very, very certain. With your help in 2025, by watching and pushing the doorbell, many, many more fish will survive to spawn. This is important because having fish in the canal keeps the water clean, keeps the water fresh, and it aids biodiversity. It has so many benefits. And if you're a fish, it has even more benefits. Now, I've come here today to tell you this story in the hope that they will be here operating the lock, because I came here yesterday for the first time and it was rather deserted. And guess what? They're only here. Now, this is the end of the film that I planned. The rest of it is what I filmed because I bumped into some really nice guys. We met Patrick, the actual lock keeper, or the lockie, who does all the work. And we also met Mark from DutchWallfish.com, which is a website closely linked with this. Both lovely guys. And we're going to go and talk to them now and find out what's going on. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, we are really lucky today because we have bumped into Patrick, who's the lock keeper, and the ever wonderful Mark, who knows everything there is to know about what's going on here. And it gets even better. They are about to open the lock because down there are fish, and the fish want to be over there, not down here, because down here they are tired, they are wasting energy which they need to go up and spawn, and on top of that, around here there are other fish that would eat them, and not to mention the flying animals that want to come down and eat them. So the sooner these can be let go, the better. Now, first thing that has to be done is the lock keeper walks over there to that next lock up there by the bridge. He closes that lock, sealing this tract of water off. In England we would call this a pound, the area between two locks. I don't know what it's called here, but they close that off, and then they close off the gate here, and the water will rise, and we will see the water rise, and we will see the fish. Well, we won't see the fish, but we will see the course that the fish take to enter the canal that way. Now, I don't know if you can see those two prongs sticking up out the water. On the other end of them is the camera. So if you come onto the website and you look through the camera, that's the piece of water you're actually looking at right down there. Fabulous. So in a minute those lock gates are going to close and we will be back. So here we are at the upper lock. So the first thing to be done is to close the gates and the paddles, which will allow the water to build. These slots here are used if they're working on the locks or there's damage to the gates. They put planks of wood down there and it seals the lock off. You can see they've got them on the other side for maintenance, and they should be above the lock or below the lock as well. And there they are over there. So there's the big wheel. And there's the gate closing, look, beyond. Can you see that? Ladies and gentlemen, we are so lucky today to have dropped in on this. Yesterday when I came to have a look and find out where the place was, it was deserted, so I had to write a long script in case there was nobody here, but look, absolutely brilliant. There's that one done. Go all the way round. Luckily, there's not a bridge between that side and t'other. All over there. There's Patrick. You can all spot a high vis. And he's going to do the same thing on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop over here where Patrick was, and he undoes the padlock, and as the gate closes we will have a seal, which means that this pound is separate to that pound, which means we can go back up there and lift the water in that one to this level. See, the reason they have this also is space problems. You see, a lock gate would normally have an arm extending that way, which you would push against to open it. But here you don't have that facility.
The other side.
So now we've got to go back down there because everything we're doing here is now done. Fantastic. It's amazing the way the low-level canal at basement level has completely changed the architecture, because Bruges and Amsterdam, they stored on the top and they used cranes and tall, thin buildings. Completely different architecture as a result of this, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's very clever.
There it is, and it has made quite a transformation. So you have the down level in the city.
Yes.
And it used to be actually sort of a slope. So they changed it somewhere in history and made these
yes,
bunkers below.
You can unload onto them.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's also quite amazing that for so long now, the water level has always maintained up to a few centimeters in difference.
Really? Without much intervention?
No.
That's fantastic.
I dropped my stuffed perch, by the way, because I have another...
The stuffed perch, yes. Now what happens now, that's going to go up. So this is going to rise gently. You can see the water coming in there, and it's going to fill up this area with water. And what that's doing is it's going to raise or equalise the level of the water from here. You can see where it's wet up to the level of the river here. You want to come through? Hang on, we're in someone's way. Sorry.
No problem.
There you go. Look at the flow of that water. Wow, that's really coming in now. Fantastic. That's impressive. As you can see it filling up over here. As you can see now, the water level is moving in here, and this water is now not rushing around, because all the water movement is taking place over there. So this used to be a river, didn't it?
Exactly.
Before a canal.
So it's called. This is called the Vecht, and on the other side of the city, the river, the Kromme Rijn.
Yes.
So it's the bended Rhine.
Kromme Rijn,
goes in. But if you go way back in history, then the original Rhine River would flow here.
Oh, it's Rhine.
Exactly, and it would bend downwards.
Ah, so this is the course of the Rhine down here.
Not exactly this way. It was a bit more that side.
Yeah.
And then it would divide in the Rhine and the Vecht. And this is the Vecht, and it's going all the way to Lake IJssel.
Oh yes,
It used
yes.
to be the Southern Sea.
Yes.
Exactly,
Because you've also got eels going that way, heading for the Sargasso, haven't you?
yeah.
That's incredible. 5,000 kilometres, is it?
Yeah.
At least.
No.
That's a long way to go.
It's amazing.
Long way to go.
So yeah, now still the water from the river flows through the canals.
Yeah.
And we did do some research whether fish could take another
Route.
but
Wasn't
they
happening.
can't.
No.
So this is the main route they take.
And of course, this has been in their brain for hundreds of years. You can't reprogram them,
No,
can you?
exactly. But we are looking if we can create more habitats on the water.
Yes.
Because now it's still, it's like concrete
Yes.
buckets of water.
Yeah.
So we need to have a little bit more of structure. Because if you arrive here in the morning, you will see a lot of herons, cormorants,
Yes.
rabbits. They know that fish swims here and they cannot hide, so they know they can catch them.
So again, it's like keeping them here. They're in danger.
Exactly.
They're without reeds or perhaps cover, habitation or something. They're in danger still.
They're still in danger. So we need to find ways to create more habitat. Yeah.
What work's been done to do that?
Well, because it's monumental canal,
Yes.
and there is not much space.
Yes.
You cannot really work with large areas of
No.
waterland. So what we are looking at is whether we can create more structures, like using dead wood or reef systems. So that's what we are trying now. We did it on several locations, and it's already really working well. But lots of work to be done.
Absolutely. I mean, 5 years already. You made a huge difference in 5 years.
Yeah,
Of this being
for sure.
here.
I mean, we know by estimation that a few thousand of fish will travel here every year, and before they would just get stuck. So it cannot be that it didn't make a change.
Yes.
But we still do not know exactly what it does.
Padlocks coming off, things are happening. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the water is now calming down because the level on that side and this side are almost in equalisation. These won't actually open because it only if you've got an inch of water, half an inch of water above the lock, it won't open. It has to be equalised. So you can see how hard Patrick's having to pull on that because it's not quite equalised yet. There's still movement. But there it goes. Once you break it, it'll move. You can see that the water's still coming through between the two gates, but he has actually broken the seal, so we're halfway there. As you can see, look, can you see the difference in height? So we're still a little way to go, but the gate is now opening. The hardest bit is over. And there's so much water down there that my weight on this won't make it any harder for poor Patrick over there, I can assure you of that. Plus I'm standing on the hinge. There it goes. And there we are. All the hard work done. The other gate will be easy because you haven't got to break the water seal. The life of a lock keeper is not an easy one. Lots of exercise. So what you're going to do now is going to go to this gate over here and turn the wheel. So now the fish that were in here struggling to get past the gate have now got a route. So anything that was in here will have flown down there, and the fish that are now in this pound will be swimming through these gates. One of which is open. The other one will be open because Patrick forgot his key, which he's now come back for. Story of my life, that's the sort of thing I'd do, that is. Leave the keys behind. This bridge here actually can rotate and swivel. So if you've got a large boat coming through, you've got unimpeded ingress through the lock there. As you can see, people know what's happening. They've come to see the fish swimming through. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the fish, and I've just been offered a coffee. It doesn't get much better. And I'll tell you something else. If you want to get some decent coffee, head to the Netherlands. They know coffee over here. I've had some really, really good coffee once since I've been in town. Really good. They tend to go for a dark, richer roast, which I particularly like. Well, we've been really lucky here today because we bumped into Mark from the Dutch Wolfish site, who you've probably seen if you follow this at all. He's now got to leave, so I just want to say a huge thank you for all the work you do and for taking the time to talk to our channel. It's been absolutely fantastic, and it's been great meeting you, sir.
Well, likewise.
We'll be in touch. In touch. And if we come back here, when we come back here, I'll look you up again.
Yeah, we'll make sure you visit us again, visit Patrick again.
Yeah, and the wonderful Patrick over here, who isn't going anywhere because he works right there and looks after this lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
So as Mark disappears in the same way as every Dutchman on a bike, Patrick is closing the gates. Because the fish have all now gone up that way. If you want to see a fish, you'll need to go that way because they've all gone from here. Thanks to this amazing setup that we have going on over here. And the work of people like Patrick, who stand there every day opening and closing these gates for the fish. Brilliant. One down, one to go. Mike, you're lucky you got a bridge here, but you've got that to do yet.
Then we close this one and then the water is going down.
Yes.
It's the same as here on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So you see the white things
Yes.
here. And then he's coming there down, up. Automatic, half automatic.
Half automatic?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't think anything was automatic. It's all manual, but that's
Yeah.
good.
It's only this. And then the water is going down.
Yeah.
Then we open the doors.
And then they have to be opened again, don't they?
Yeah. Open for the whole day.
Yeah.
And then the next day we open. So the look is going down now. I see,
Yes.
But I have to close it on this way. So he stopped there. So I have to open it
Okay.
that way.
Right.
So I have to walk over there.
Right. I'm on your way now. I'll move. Rule number 1, do not get in Patrick's way. He's got a lot to do. So we've got 2 lock keepers on the job now. That one over there. And if you can see in the distance, a tiny little green speck over there, that is Patrick crossing the lock. And now he will change the paddles and he'll open the gate. And then the water will travel through again. Already you can see the water level is starting to drop, look. It was up at the 6 mark. Now it is dropping again. It's a way to go yet though. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you clean up a canal. You get one of these boys in. Look at that. All going to go in a minute. Because the water is flowing this way all the time. Because this water is lower. So this is where everything that falls in, all the leaves, all the bottles, all the detritus, falls in. And then chaps like this come along with this amazing boat with a huge scrape on the front. Look at that. All gone. Just like that. Fabulous. This will be clean as a daisy's what's name soon. Over here, Patrick's returned from the lock on the other end. Great to see this being removed. Very skillful with the boat. To get it in just the right place.
I can see it now, it's different.
Oh, look at that. Yes, you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, look, we are really dropping the level.
Yeah.
As I said earlier on, it was on the 6 metre mark. If we go back and have a look now. Oh, that's 1 metre, so that's, when it's on 60, it's on,
Yeah. 60, yeah.
it means 60 centimetres.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was on 60 centimetres, and now we're off the bottom of the scale. As you can see, it's really dropping. Soon you will start to see the water flowing the other way again. As you can see, everything's going on here this morning. Cleaning, fish management, absolutely brilliant. And as Patrick was just explaining, he's the bosun of the boat you can see over there, the eco boot, and they're going to be disappearing off on that when they've finished here and closing down here. So the other guy takes the long walk to the other lock now. The all important padlocks go on. Everything's secured, everything's back to where it was. And any fish not gone through now we'll have to come back tomorrow.
So then we have to open that one. Because he's now on the other side.
Yeah.
And
Oh, of course, yeah, you haven't got the bridge there, have you? Yeah.
then we open, and then tomorrow we have fishing here.
Yeah.
Then we have fishing.
Yeah, fishy. So now Patrick's going up. He's going to walk up the other side of the pound. And they'll have one on each side to open the gates simultaneously over there. So there they are. Opening the gates. You can see the crack. Now they're both turning and both gates are opening. And look, can you see in the middle there, a little moorhen swam through as they opened the gates. So now they'll lock those down and head back here. This is the only electric part, ladies and gentlemen. This bottom gate here is rising to allow an influx of water. This is what balances the level of the river, of the canal going through the town, with the level here. Without this, the level in the town would rise over time and you would have a problem. So that's not what you want.
Hey.
Bye-bye. And there's Patrick off for another day's work on the canal. As you can see, they do everything. They move beer, they move rubbish. Keep the place clean. Great work, guys, keep it up. So what he's going to do now, he's going to do a 360 because he wants to go into town. So he's reversing the back round, or the stern. Bit of left hand down a bit. The Eco Boot. Bye. And there goes Patrick, the man responsible for looking after the fish gate and answering the doorbell. There he goes. Lovely guy, totally lovely guy. When I come back, I'll be back down here at this time in the morning to see them all again. So as Patrick disappears over my shoulder, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this story, this amazing story that people have come together and made a difference, and to show how it can be done. I think this is inspiring. I think people elsewhere should have a look. And it leads on. As I said earlier on in the video, Jeff's going to be back soon with a video telling us all about what they're doing with the dams in America. In fact, they're doing quite a lot. They're taking them out. But for now, from here at the Fish Doorbell site in Utrecht, it's goodbye and thank you for watching. The Heart of the Tribe Gallery is a community art gallery situated near the top of Glastonbury High Street. They host amazing exhibitions supporting local artists, and they have a beautiful secret garden out the back. So be sure to check them out and support local art.